Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Addis News Hour with the news. I'm Shifara Lako. Do stay with us. Madingo Afewerki, a young Ethiopian singer, drew his last breath yesterday morning while reportedly driving to a hospital for a checkup. Prominent for his melodious voice, Madingo Afewerki was born to a religious Christian family in Azazo around the Ethio-Sudanese border in Gondar, Amhara. He is a much-loved Ethiopian vocalist whose name is held prestigiously as a vocalist of unmatched, tuneful voice. He is a household name associated with an outstanding performance of songs of the Ethiopian music genre Tizita. In connection with the war with the TPLF, he, along with other singers, traveled to war fronts to entertain members of the Ethiopian Defense Forces. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed conveyed a message of condolence on his social media page. I am saddened by artist Madingo Afewerki. He is an artist who has done much for his country in his short life. He endured his illness when the country was attacked and went to the war front to inspire the army. He has motivated new recruits. May his soul rest in peace, the PM wrote. Madingo started music at an early age in military barracks near the areas where he grew up in Gondar. He was only 10 when he came to Addis Ababa to join Zema Lasta's music band. Now moving to Mescal stories, the founding of the True Cross is said to help invigorate social fabrics over and above cementing religious coexistence across the country. Talking to ETV external relations head with the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, Daniel Sefer Mikael says the history of True Cross has been hidden for over 300 years. Habtama Shabez compiled the following story.
Believers of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church observed the Mescal holiday across the country. Talking to TV English, Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church External Communications head Daniel Sefer Mikael said Mescal holiday has critical religious values.
It has also important social meanings, especially related to peaceful coexistence, related to sacrificial life to one another, related to forgiveness and reconciliation, related to freedom and justice, which are very important for every society. Because by the cross or on the cross, Christ made peace between God and man. Christ reconciled humanity with himself. And Christ also gave freedom and life and justice and victory for all humanity, especially for those who believe in Christ. So in all these meanings have very important reflections, very important connotation to all society. As a society we need peace. As a society we need justice. As a society we need freedom and victory over evilness, over cruelty. So the days of Christ on the cross was the assurance of eternal life for all humanity. The days of Christ on the cross was freedom of all humanity from the bondage of sin and death. And the days of Christ, the crucifixion of Christ on the cross, was the assurance of resurrection. Christ was resurrected after 3 days, and that was by defeating the days on the cross, he resurrected from the grave. So these have basically religious foundation, but have social connotation at the same time, because on the cross, Christ showed us how love is culminated.
According to Daniel, the True Cross is also a sign of love, respect, fraternity, and peace among others to the society.
On the cross, Christ showed us how love is culminated by self-sacrifice. So we don't have to be cruel one another, but we have to be giver of love, peace, and charity, to all humanity. This is what is the meaning of the cross. And this today, we are celebrating these noble ideas, noble teachings of the cross. That's why it is very important, not only for religion, but also for the society.
Observing Mescal holiday is critical to mesmerizing the untapped tourism potential of the country, he stressed. Extracting novel values from religious festivals and promoting it to the rest of the world is vital, Daniel underscored.
When we speak about, especially about tourism, we mostly focus on the economic value of tourism. But tourism is more than that. You know, tourism is an exchange. It's like, to some extent, it's also an educational platform. People, they pay to experience the religious and cultural experience of people in different parts of the world. That's why they pay. So we have to attract by showing that the values that we have in our cultural dispositions and religious festivals, we have greater noble values. You know, the story of the cross is not limited to Ethiopia. It's not restricted to Ethiopia. You know, when we speak about today's festival, we connect not only Ethiopian, but Ethiopia with Rome and with Greek civilization, with Jerusalem, where the place where the cross was discovered, and with Persia, the cross was taken to Persia and then returned back, and then with Alexandria. You can see how many nations, how many stories are interrelated with a single day festival of the cross. So if we really promote this, it shows that the world is a single village.
Well, dear viewers, let's now turn our attention to trending stories over the past 24 hours, and I'm joined by my colleague Goshu Maliso. He's going to help us understand some of the things that he observed. Do you stay with us, Goshu? Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, can you talk me through some of the things that you observed over the past 24 hours?
Yeah, over the past 24 hours, the measures have been circulating in social media. Just I have seen one issue, that is Ethiopian organizations across the world called to establish the UN Human Rights Commission. We remember that the UN Human Rights Commission released a biased report following that its entertaining criticism around the world, and Ethiopian officials and Ethiopian special envoys and friends of Ethiopia has been just rejecting or accusing for their biased reporters. So there are around 15 organizations which are advocating about Ethiopia. They call to establish the Human Rights Commission regarding their biased report, in an unbalanced report, which is said to be one-sided. So the DC Task Force and American Public Affairs Committee, Ethiopian Spanish Community, and Ethiopian American Civic Council, which are international organizations, they are closely about 15 organizations just condemn the UN Human Rights Commission's expert on Ethiopia's report, and a concert team of Ethiopian organizations in the world organized and reiterated their call to establish the International Commission of Human Rights Experts on Ethiopia. And the organization have also called all member states or the actors or the concerned bodies reject the unprofessional and incomplete reporters' biased and politically motivated report of the Commission. The organization across the world also that is advocating about Ethiopia also sent a letter to the Higher Commission and other concerned bodies to provide explanatory about their report and establish International Commission of Human Rights Experts on Ethiopia. The other thing is that they also urged for respect of Ethiopia's sovereignty, because there is an investigation, a joint investigation by the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission and UN Human Rights Commission also had a report which is jointly released in November, I think, and that has to be continued and that has to be strengthened because this is a joint investigation despite the government and the other parties denounced the report. So this has to be, that is the way how to respect the sovereignty of the country. But this is politically motivated and one-sided report by the UN. So it has to respect Ethiopian sovereignty, they said, as long standing members of the UN Human Rights Commission. They also clearly indicated that the report is politically motivated and not quality or substandard, and it has to fulfill all the recommendations by us, the international organization. The report raised legitimate questions about also the impartiality and professionalism of the commission members mandated by the council, also questioned in the report. The organization said these issues, or this Ethiopian organization across the world, this said this, and at the 77th UN General Assembly, Ethiopia's special envoy and Friends of Ethiopia just denounced or rejected the report by Ethiopia, UN Human Rights Commission on Ethiopia. And the UN is expected to meet in October to extend or cancel its term office in October. It said, or it has been circulated such issues in social media. This is what I have seen over the past 24 hours, Shafi.
Yeah, thank you, Goshu, for that update.
Thank you.
Moving on, tourists across the globe gathered to attend the Meskel Demara holiday in the holy city of Lalibela. The holiday was celebrated with various religious ceremonies, solemn mass, and sermon. Priestess, deacons, parish priestess, and the faithful also sang religious songs accompanied by Sunday school youth at the historic city. The Meskel holiday has been celebrated across the nation, all over the country, by Ethiopian Christians with various religious and cultural events. Moving on, the Archbishop of the Washington, D.C. branch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, His Holiness Abuna Phanuel, expresses hope that Ethiopian Renaissance will soon be the light of the day. Speaking on the occasion of the eve of Meskel or Demara, the Archbishop says Ethiopianism is gaining momentum. As a city with the largest number of Ethiopian immigrants, Washington, D.C. bubbled with the lights of bonfire and singing by the Christian faithful. Shagaya Mata was more on that.
The Meskel Demara festival is colorfully celebrated in Washington, D.C. at St. Michael Church, keeping its religious and cultural values. Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to Ethiopia, Dr. Engineer Seleshi Bekkala, religious fathers, priests, and Sunday school singers, and the laity, composed of various churches, were in the attendance at the celebration. His Holiness Abuna Phanuel, Archbishop of Washington, D.C. said Ethiopia, which is the guardian of the cross, is in the middle of the crisis, adding its resurrection will not be far away as Ethiopianism is victorious.
ኢትዮጵያዊነት ክብር ነው። ኢትዮጵያዊነት አሸናፊነት ነው።
Ethiopianism is a pride and victorious. However, Ethiopia is in a great crisis due to its belligerent enemies who seek its failure. Ethiopia is in challenge, particularly the conflict in the northern and some other parts of the country. Ethiopia, which is the guardian of the cross, despite all the problems, the country will resurrect and prosper.
የቀድሞ ከጥንት ጀምሮ የጠላቶቿ እጅ ተጨምሮበት
Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to Ethiopia, Dr. Engineer Seleshi Bekkala, for his part underscored that the Meskel Demara celebration is instrumental to demonstrate unity of Ethiopians to the world besides its religious significance.
ይህ በዓል ከሃይማኖታዊ መልእክቱ ባሻገር የሀገራችን ስም በበጎ በማስጠራት
The Meskel Demara holiday, besides its religious significances, is a way to demonstrate Ethiopia's greatness and promote the culture of Ethiopia and strengthen our unity. Celebrating the event in unison shows the respect we have one another. As it is the UN inscribed heritage, we should be proud of it and need to preserve.
ደምቀን የምንታይበት ትልቁ ትሩፋት ነው።
ከዋክብት ሰርገወ ሰማይ በከዋክብት አሰርገወ ሰማይ ተገኘ መስቀሉ
Welcome back. You're still watching Addis News Hour. Visitors say that the religious holidays celebrated in Ethiopia have a great potential to promote Ethiopia to the rest of the world. Approached by ATV Safia, who came to Ethiopia with 20 other friends from all over the world for the Meskel Damara holiday, says that the religious holidays celebrated in Ethiopia provide an opportunity to get to know Ethiopia much better. Johannes Fantaun has more on that.
Many people come to Ethiopia from different parts of the world to attend religious holidays celebrated in Ethiopia and to visit other tourist destinations after the holidays. There are tangible and intangible religious, historical and cultural heritage registered as the World Heritage in Ethiopia. Therefore, visitors say that these Ethiopian treasures which are registered as World Heritage play a significant role in promoting Ethiopia to the world. A visitor who participated in the Meskel Dama celebration has appreciated the way the celebration is organized.
My name is Safia. I come from French Guyana. This is in South America next to Brazil. And it was a long way to come to Ethiopia. I'm so glad to be here for Meskel. And I brought with me 20 people from all around the world: Haiti, Guadeloupe, Martinique, France, England. They came here to experience Ethiopia. Our first stop is in Addis Ababa for Meskel, and I'm so astonished by the way you organize this. It's so well organized and so beautiful, and also I feel a lot of respect and discipline, so I'm very impressed. And the next stop will be to the north, Barda. You say Barda? Barda. We're going to visit the Blue Nile Falls and Lactana and many different spots, beautiful spots you have. Gondar also. So I want to thank all the Ethiopian people. They were welcoming us so perfectly, so adorable, so welcoming and caring. So thank you guys. You are so beautiful.
Safia said that one of the things that visitors are surprised by when they come to Ethiopia is that the reception of the people, the food and the clothing style also catches the eyes of the visitors, Safia added.
Fish goulash. I love it. I eat it every day because I don't know if I will find it somewhere else. So I enjoy the fact that now I can eat it. I eat it every day. I love the fish goulash. And also I love the fact that I really can. It's delicious with no meat. A lot of dish because I do not eat meat. And usually when I travel, it's difficult for me to find, delicious dish with no meat. But here I have a lot of choice of dish with no meat, and they are delicious. So I love it.
What about the clothing? Is that different? What can you say about it?
I love the Abesha dress, and I bought one. You cannot really see it because my baby is on me, but I love the Abesha dress. I think it's very elegant, colorful, and I love the fact that you keep the traditional clothes for so long. A lot of country, no time in the year they wear traditional clothes, but you have many events, Meskel, New Year, Timkat, where you wear your own clothes, and this is very important. So I love that, and I hope I will have the opportunity to wear your dress somewhere else in the world and to tell the story of this dress.
Advising the international community not to be misled by hearing about Ethiopia from Western media, she said that it's best to come and see Ethiopia.
I would like to say, please do not listen to all the media. Come and experience by yourself Ethiopia, because it's very different from what most of the media, especially the Western media, can tell. So please do not fear from coming in Ethiopia. It's a wonderful country, very safe and very welcoming, so please come. And when you come in Ethiopia, please come with Ethiopian Airlines.
Following the New Year in Ethiopia, many religious and public festivals are celebrated outdoor, and it is known that many visitors come to Ethiopia to attend these festivals and holidays.
Russian and other embassies of various countries based in Addis Ababa have extended their warm wishes to Ethiopia on the holiday of Meskel. The Russian embassy wishes our Ethiopian brothers and sisters a happy Meskel holiday celebration, the embassy tweeted. Algerian embassy message read, "The embassy of Algeria in Addis Ababa extends its best wishes to all Ethiopian people upon the celebration of the Meskel festivity, Malkam Meskel." Embassies of Morocco, Iran, Pakistan, the UK, Egypt, Australia, and the USA, among others, also send their Meskel holiday wishes to Ethiopians. The Meskel Damara holiday, the commemoration of finding of the long-lost true cross by Queen Eleni of Ethiopia, was colorfully celebrated by Christians in various religious and cultural ceremonies throughout Ethiopia on September 26 and 27, 2022. Moving on, members of Ethiopian diaspora community call upon all concerned bodies to promote Ethiopian culture to the world via both in and outdoor festivities. Talking to ETV, the diaspora members pointed out that the celebration of Meskel holiday is a cherished event that helps enhance social bond among the people in addition to its religious values. Have a listen to this.
It is my first time. It's great. It's really nice. Like, you just feel like happiness, you know, seeing all of your people like together. Like, this is it's a great feeling. It's amazing. It's honestly, it's truly amazing. Like, all the church, the community, the feeling. It's great.
It's my first time coming here, and I'm very happy about it. And it's very grand and very. It has a lot of touristical values, if that's the word.
You know, like being from maybe like from London and stuff, maybe you get used to their culture so much. It's a bit, there's not as much lively, it's not as colorful, it's not as beautiful, it's not as rich, it's not the history. And my call to the diasporas is, don't forget your culture, don't forget your roots, don't forget where you've come from. Come and visit the country, enjoy moments like this, because you don't get that in London, you don't get that in maybe America, you don't get this type of this type of gathering.
Yeah, so for all my diaspora friends, I want you to come here. It's very nice here, and you know, it's your heritage. You know, promoting your heritage to the world. We are we are Ethiopians after all. We have a very good heritage in the background. Our background is very, very rich in history, and we need to know quite a bit of them.
Even if you can't come here and celebrate in Ethiopia, please celebrate at home. Remember your roots. Don't forget, like, it's hard being diaspora and doing, you know, mixing two different cultures, you know, from a Western world and, you know, Ethiopia. But don't forget, even if you do celebrate in your own house, watch it on the TV. Get into the feeling. Make sure, you know, you're enjoying this day the same way everybody here is enjoying the day. Get dressed in your traditional clothing, eat your traditional food, and remember where we come from, why we're doing this. Ethiopia has so much history and is so rich in our culture, and we shouldn't forget it. What makes it special is seeing everyone gathered here today, everyone making the effort, everyone in their traditional clothing, obviously not me right now, but everyone just, you know, you can see everyone putting in the effort to celebrate this Meskel, and no other country in the world does it, only our country. And honestly, history like that is beautiful, and it should be celebrated, and we should come back to our country and remember our roots and enjoy these type of traditions.
Still staying on Meskel, Meskel is a joyous affair where huge crowds gather around bonfires. The annual event marks the moment when the 4th century Roman Empress St. Helena found Christ's cross in Jerusalem. Meskel is also celebrated in various parts of southern Ethiopia, such as the Kambata, Hadiya, Gurage, and Walaita, among others. Meanwhile, the faithful set ablaze huge bonfires in such cities as Bahar Dar and Waliso. Habtamu Ashagri takes it from here.
This is the way how the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church believers are observing the finding of the True Cross holiday across the country every year. most of Sunday school students and clergy are coming together and hymning to commemorate the finding of the True Cross into Meskel Square in Addis Ababa. Apart from observing the Meskel holiday, it has many religious values and strengthens the solidarity as well as the religious coexistence in the country. Attending the Meskel holiday, visitors that came from other places have said the religious festival of the Meskel holiday in Ethiopia is experiencing something special.
This festival is amazing. It's bigger than I could imagine. We have nothing like this, nothing this big as a religious festival in the United States. So I'm overwhelmed. It's so joyful. I feel so much love in my heart watching your people be so excited here. It's been great.
I have never been a part of such an amazing spiritual and sacred event and celebration. If you could be here with me, you can just feel so much emotion and so much beauty. When I look around, you see everybody in their traditional clothes and they're wearing it with pride and with the Ethiopian materials. It's so beautiful and colorful, and the singing is so special.
Observing the Meskel holiday in Ethiopia is an extraordinary, colorful, and representing the country at every level, visitors underline.
I have great admiration for the Ethiopian church. It is an Oriental church, and coming from Turkey, we are very familiar to the Oriental church in history. So, first of all, this is very important for me, to be here. Secondly, this is an extraordinary festival. So colorful, so much representing the country as well.
I've come to see this because it is such an important festival for everybody in Ethiopia, and the atmosphere is unique to itself. And so, never having been here before, with the opportunity to come here was one that I couldn't miss. So this is the first celebration I've seen that is of a religious nature.
UNESCO has described the Meskel commemoration feast of the finding of the True Holy Cross at Christ on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Believers of Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church are observing the eve of Meskel holiday on 26 September every year across the country.
You have been watching Addis News Hour. Now a quick recap of the top stories. Famous